Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joffy Noodle Legs here today. Today we've got another Noodle film review. Today we are looking at Eights for Silver. This is a modern film. It came out, I believe, last year. And we're going to look at it today. We're going to give you a little review of what I think of it. But the film starts off at the Somme. So we're there at the Battle of the Somme then, World War One, and we see like a little bit of the scene where mustard gas is going over the trenches, and some of the soldiers getting shot, and then one of the soldiers goes into surgery to have like some bullets and stuff and shrapnel removed, and they come across a very strange shaped bullet.
It's not a German bullet.
Eight for silver.
The film then cuts to like 35, 40 years earlier, previous to that. So we're looking around sort of 1860, that sort of time. And now the film is pretty much based on that time. So it is a kind of sort of pre-Victorian sort of film, really. It's got that kind of look to it. And we meet like a family.
Charlotte, I have your book.
Edward, that's my book. Give it back. Give it back, Edward! Stop this a while. Charlotte, please. You must stop teasing your sister.
So we meet this well-off family, and obviously that scene starts off with at the World War One part, obviously, with what the woman, maybe a wife or brother or sister of one of the soldiers, and it cuts back to the past. And then, as you can see, they look like quite a well-off family for that sort of time, that time period. And then we cut to a group of gypsies arriving.
Acest din oricintul gata.
Este sigur?
Vine o furtună. Trebuie să fim gata.
So these gypsies have arrived on the land, and they're stating their claim, saying that, you know, they belong there. This film is, I believe it's based in France, in Europe, although it looks very English, and it's acted with an English sort of British cast. It's actually based in France. Anyway, and amongst these gypsies, there's a witch, and she has asked this guy to melt down these silver coins and make them into like these almost silver, like sort of wharf sort of teeth.
L-am protejat de generații și ne-a protejat de generațiile.
So the witch has put like a protection or sort of curse on these teeth to sort of like protect the gypsies and the clan for centuries and stuff to come. So she's done that, and she's does like a ceremony with them. We then cut back to the rich family at the house, and the two young children are sort of sneaking around at night, and they're listening to like all these men in the room that are discussing the gypsies on the land as they're trying to find a way to get them off the land.
They claim the land belongs to them. Has anyone looked into the validity of this claim?
There does seem to be some validity to the claim that dates back 80 years, but there is nothing on record that can't be changed in our favour.
Has anyone tried to negotiate with them? They're gypsies, Seamus. They're laying claim to a sizable amount of our shared lands. And we've made them an offer to walk away. The offer was substantial.
They want the land.
So these wealthy men want the gypsies off the lands, especially because they believe they own it. Obviously, no man owns any land, by the way. When you buy a house, you don't really own it, because who's got the right to charge you money for that piece of like, no human being's got that right over another human being. And so that's just, the gypsies believe they have a right to be there. Obviously, they've probably travelled and probably been there time and time again, because that was like probably the gypsy in that time. They would move around to different areas, do work, move on, and probably move back, different times of the year, obviously for whatever suits them and their lifestyle. But obviously these rich men don't want them on there. So they've devised a plan to go and sort of scare them off, force them out. And then we cut to a scene, and then they start shooting and killing all the gypsies. It's quite horrendous, actually, because although it's filmed quite a distance away, you see like these women and that getting sort of shot and running away and getting shot in the back, and all the gypsies are fleeing and they're not letting them get away, and they're burning down their property. And then when they've done that, they just sort of like mocking them. So there, yeah, so you see the horsemen and that arriving there, and then they start shooting, like I said, and burning down their tents and killing all the gypsies. And then after they start mocking them, and sort of like having their photos taken by their bodies, and the one of the, I don't know if it's captain or whatever it is of this group, gets brought forward, a man and the witch.
Call these two trying to escape. Woman had these. Old whore tried to fucking bite me with them. Did she? Nah. You think you can just waltz into my country with your spells and magic and take whatever land you fancy?
Asta starizaza a nuestra.
Especially Portugal.
So you can see that they've captured the witch and the guy and the set of silver teeth. Now it's the guy decides that he wants them killed, and he wants the witch buried in the ground alive with the teeth, and the other guy sort of killed. And then the witch puts like a curse on them.
Make sure you bury these with her. You sure? Silver, worth a pretty penny. There's no worth in it, just death.
Pizzi vom travi somnul pune condersun. Pe un an intuicata. Avia tut vești. Asta este muerta.
Come out my sight.
Anyway, so they take away the witch and the other male gypsy. They kill the male gypsy horrendously. They cut off his feet, they cut off his hands, and they stuff where his feet and hands were with straw, and then they hang him up like a scarecrow in the field, and the witch is buried alive. So it's actually quite an horrendous scene. Actually, it's quite graphic when they're hanging that guy up as a scarecrow, and there he remains, and she's buried in the ground with her teeth. And then after then, because she's put a curse, as I said before, she's put a curse on that land. All the young children in that house and the nearby village all start seeing visions of like the scarecrow and like the teeth buried in the ground and stuff like that, and they all start getting visions.
A time for bed.
So she's put a curse on there, and it's affecting the young ones. The young ones are first to pick up on it, and it's really affecting them. And what happens next? You need to watch it and find out, because I'm just going to give you the start of the plot, because it turns into a sort of, it's a sort of witchcrafty kind of creature feature, with a sort of gothic horror feel. And that's what the film is. It's a gothic horror with like creature feature elements in it, with witchcraft elements and curses. So it's really, really, really up my street. So what did I think of the film? Wow. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. I was absolutely glued to it from start to finish. And when it finished, I didn't want it to end. It was so cool. I saw so many sort of mixtures of sort of films that I love in it. You know, it's got the feel of like The Woman in Black mixed with The Thing, mixed with werewolf movies, mixed with, it's not werewolf by the way, but it's very similar, mixed with sort of like The Witch. So it's all and it's all based in historical sort of Europe, which I loved. It's fantastic. I like the costumes and everything that went around it, and the photography in it is incredible. It looks stunning from start to finish, and the effects were awesome. Really, really cool. So the pluses of the film, it looks stunning and it looks amazing. It's really well acted, really, really cool. The gore effects were cool, not over gory. There was some in there. There's enough, and so it makes it watchable for a lot of people. The other effects were amazing. The story was really cool. I loved the story. Still a little bit confused with the title. And a lot going on. It's quite a full-on sort of film. There's a lot to take in, but it's really, really cool. Negatives of the film, you see a little bit too much of the creature that's in the film. I would have preferred if you didn't see as much as we did, just because I like it. I always think with horror, the less you see, the scarier it is. But this was full of jump scares. It was atmospheric. It was awesome. Really, really good. I can't fault the film. Absolutely brilliant. If you're a horror fan, please watch 8 for Silver. It's an amazing film. It's only just come out. It's dirt cheap, this Blu-ray. It's like $12.99 in HMV. And it's really, really cool. I believe in America, this film goes under a different title of The Cursed. But here it goes under 8 for Silver, which I quite like this title more, to be honest. The Cursed makes it a bit too obvious, so I quite like that. Really cool. So I'm going to score the film an essential watch, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. That's how good it was to me. It was fantastic. It was great to see a modern horror that was absolutely captivating and awesome. Loved every minute of it. Really, really did. Such a cool film. So that's for my review, 8 for 10. 10 out of 10. Well, have you guys seen it? Let me know down below what you think of it. If you haven't, please go and check it out. If you loved films like The Witch, Woman in Black, Wolfman, films like that, even films like The Awakening, all this kind of thing, that sort of costume period, you would absolutely love this film. It's amazing. It's one of the best horrors I've seen, modern horrors that I've seen in a long, long time. Really, really enjoyed it. Guys, till my next video, please check out some horror channels for me. Check out the amazing Horror Hands. His channel's fantastic. Check out RS Designs. Check out the Horror Geek, Manvy Film, Pizzlewell. Check his channel out. Him and Jeremy, great fun. Check out I Am the Ice Lord, and check out Sarah of Horror. All great channels, guys. Until next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.